Welcome back to the news at 10. Now let's look at security matters. Some Borno elders have welcomed the ceasefire and negotiations between the government and members of the Boko Haram sect. However, in view of the continued attacks on villages in the northeast, the elders have expressed doubt over the authenticity of the agreement reached with members of the group. And Nigerian Breweries PLC has launched the 7th edition of its annual Don't Drink and Drive campaign in collaboration with the Federal Road Safety Corps. At the ceremony, the managing director of the company said that the campaign is part of its vision of winning the battle against driving under the influence. Since the launch of the campaign in 2008, Nigerian Breweries has held 27 rallies in major cities across the country. Our correspondent Tolu Ojeomi reports.
The agreement starts from this signing of a Memorandum of Understanding. This partnership between the Nigerian Breweries and the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, is expected to deliver on its goal of safer roads and fuller lives. This is the 7th edition of the Don't Drink and Drive campaign, another demonstration of the Nigerian Breweries' commitment to encouraging responsible consumption of alcohol.
The Memorandum of Understanding is another step to enhance our already strong partnership, and it will guide our engagement and commitment going forward. We anticipate that messages communicated through these avenues will further enhance awareness of road safety and encourage positive changes in driving behavior in relation to alcohol consumption.
The FRSC says there is an improvement in its response to distress call, but wants the government to support the drive.
That despite the score of road traffic crashes, it has not received sufficient political recognition by governments, according to the World Road Traffic Injuries Fact Sheets. Only 28 countries, representing 416 million, that's 7% of the world population, have adequate laws that address all the 5 risk factors: speed, drink driving, helmets, safety seat belts, and child restraint. The need, therefore, for government to give political support to issues of road safety cannot be overemphasized.
And with much support from the public, the Nigerian Breweries believes the country can achieve the United Nations Decade of Actions on Road Safety, which kicked off in 2011 to terminate in 2020. Consuming alcohol before driving increases the risk of a crash and the likelihood that death or serious injury will result. Passing a drink driving law and enforcing it can reduce the number of road deaths by 20%. Be part of the solution. Never drink and drive. Tolu Ojeomi, Channels Television News.
First Bank.
Thank you for joining us in Business News. I'm Loretta Chiogo. The fall of the global oil price and oil production hiccups look to have affected the revenue stream of the Nigerian economy. Now, this is coming from the conference of the National Council on Finance and Economic Development, NACOFED. But the coordinating minister for the Economy and Finance Minister, Dr. Okonjo Iweala, says the excess crude account is built to cushion the effect of further drop in oil prices on the international market. Okonjo Iweala, however, said the country needs about $6.3 billion to build up the excess crude account, which is at $4.05 billion. Meanwhile, a financial analyst says the current drop in the oil prices globally will create fiscal and external imbalances for Nigeria's revenue profile. Mr. Bismarck Rewane explained that insulating the economy from the shocks arising from the price decline will require an appropriate adjustment in Nigeria's oil benchmark.
Basically, what it does is that it creates what we call fiscal imbalances as well as external imbalances. Fiscal imbalances because government revenue is dependent on oil. And so if you have a 20 to 25% drop in your revenue, you have to make some adjustments. External imbalances because the foreign exchange reserves and the foreign exchange we earn is also going to be reduced. Whether we like it or not, we need to make some adjustments. We cannot go to the budget with a benchmark price of 78 when the spot price is at 83, 84. The difference between the spot price last year and the benchmark price of 77.5 was about $40. Oil was trading at 107, right, while we were benchmarking at 77. But also we're benchmarking our production at 2.4 million barrels a day. Actual production is about 2 million barrels, if not 1.95. So we have a 21% shortfall in production, and we have headroom of only about 5% between the spot price and our benchmark price. So basically, our total revenue is bound to be much lower than what it was at this time last year.
Chinese investors have been told to take advantage of the incentives offered by the federal government for them to invest in the country. Speaking with a delegation of Chinese investors in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, the chairman of the Nigerian Railway Corporation, Bamanga Tukur, said that Nigeria is endowed with both human and natural resources, which when properly utilized, will be of economic benefit to both Nigeria and China. He said that the bilateral ties between both countries over the years had led to an increase in job creation and technology transfer. It's oftentimes said that the customer is the king of the business, and good customer service is critical to the success of any business. That seems to be one of the core values at Coscharis Motors, as the company hosted customers in appreciation for their contribution to the growth of the organization. Our correspondent, Kelvin Obeton, reports.
The Customer Service Week is a global event, and Coscharis is using the opportunity to recognize and celebrate customer service for both its internal and external stakeholders, and to demonstrate the organization's commitment to excellence customer care. Care service staff and customers were awarded for their excellent customer relation.
Mrs. Balogun, congratulations.
The platform also allowed both parties to evaluate performances and identify areas that needed to be improved upon.
Been with Coscharis for the past 4 years now, since 2010. My vehicle that I've been bringing here since 2010, I've not had any problems with it. It's like a new vehicle.
This it starts right from CRM, how the customer is addressed, how the appointment is taken, and right from the appointment stage to delivery stage, how the car is looked after, how the customer is looked after. If the customer goes away happy, the car is done quickly, we have a customer who says good things about us.
Is all total customer service delivery that we do in Coscharis, and take into consideration the premium brands that we carry, from the Jaguar to the Range Rover to the Ford to the MG to the BMW, and of course to the Rolls-Royce brands. These are brands that are respected globally, so it takes a whole lot for us as the franchise owner in Nigeria to deliver that value, because it's all about value creation, it's all about value delivery, and that is what Coscharis is striving to do. And majorly, that is also what we're using this Customer Service Week to also celebrate.
Good customer service is crucial to any business. Coscharis Motors believes that the week-long event has enabled the company understand the vital role it plays in customer relation and successful business practice. Kelvin Obetin, Channels Television News.
After 10 days of consecutive bearish trading, key indicators at the Nigerian equities market returned to winning ways as the key broad index gained 1.22% to close at 38,662.65. Let's now join Anne Nwaodo for the rest of today's closing figures.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. After 10 days of consecutive bearish trading, key indicators at the Nigeria equities market recorded some upbeat performance as the key broad index gained 1.22% to close at 38,662.65. Market capitalization also closed higher at 12.76 trillion naira. Seplat Petroleum Development Company recouped previous losses to top the advances table with a 25 naira 69 cover gain. It's trailed by Lafarge Wapco and UACN with gains of 5 naira 94 cover and 2 naira 56 cover each. On the laggards table, 19 prize losers were led by Nestle, Forte Oil and PZ Cussons. ICO Insurance, Guarantee Trust Bank and Transcorp were the three major contributors to total market. At the end of the session, over 353 million shares valued at 4.15 billion naira exchanged hands in 5,221 deals. And that's the stock market report. I am Anne Mwawadu.
Thank you, Anne, and that's it on Business News Tonight. It's back to Ijoma for the rest of the news. Still ahead on the news at 10, as Nigeria celebrates victory over the Ebola virus disease, the World Health Organization agrees to respect Morocco's call for the postponement of the nation's cup. That's beyond sports. To join us again.